Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash and welcome to a Minecraft tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you an automatic away from keyboard cobblestone farming system that I set up here. I have something similar set up in survival for mining cobble whenever I am going to be away from the computer, and here is how it works. Let me get into survival mode here. So we have a typical cobblestone generating system here, lava in one end, water in the other. And above our heads, we have a dropper filled with cobblestone pickaxes and a chest above that we can reload the system with via hopper. Okay, so here is how you use the system, and then we're going to talk about how to build it. First off, to make this truly AFK, the way that I tend to set things up is go into my controls and change my attack button to something that I can put a weight on my keyboard. In this case, the Z key. Then I position myself right here underneath this dropper, place the weight on the Z key, and walk away. Now very shortly, my pick breaks. Now, there's a bunch of redstone here that has turned off, and it is currently resetting the system. So right now, if I were truly AFK, I'd still be sitting here and I would be punching away at this cobblestone, and that's a bit of a problem, because I'm not getting any cobble out of it through the hoppers here. But that's fine, because very shortly, this hopper, which has been counting the number of times I've broken the cobblestone with my pick, will empty into the dropper, and when it does, the system will automatically give me a new cobblestone pick right into my open hand. So we'll just wait here a little bit for the system to finish resetting. At most, you're probably going to break 5, maybe 6 blocks of cobble by hand before the system resets. There we go. And we're off and running again. And we've broken, what, maybe 4 or 5 here. Let's take a quick look. If we look in the hopper, alright, we've broken 5 because this hopper gets 1 block in it at the beginning of the cycle. And this will continue to go until the pick breaks. And when the pick breaks, it breaks at the same time that this dropper is empty, which resets this whole redstone network back here, which I'll describe as we build it, and dispense a pick right back into my hand to continue mining. I've been able to, on a survival multiplayer server, I have been able to go AFK for about 2 hours safely with a system like this enclosed in a mob-proof location that I can go AFK in. With a full hunger bar, when I came back after about 2 hours, I think I had about 1.5 sickles left. And I believe the server is running on hard, so on lower difficulties you could probably AFK for longer. But it's truly AFK, and it's nearly 100% efficient. The cobble blocks that are broken always go into the hopper. Now I have to actually look at this hopper here, because the redstone has it locked at the moment. Every once in a while you'll see one pop out, more so on servers than locally. One will pop out and float in the water stream or whatever. So I'll call it 99.9% efficient. But the best part about it is that you can be AFK and it uses inexpensive materials. You don't have to devote a diamond pickaxe to this process. You could just make a whole bunch of cobblestone picks and the system will give you new ones as needed. Okay, so let's build it. First of all, we're going to put down our chests for the cobble to be put into, and then we're going to run a series of hoppers into the chest, like so. This is the hopper that the cobblestone is going to be dropped onto. So then, let's place the rest of the base for the cobble generator. Water will go here, lava here. This hole is important so that the water runs off and stops here and can't make it all the way back to the lava and end up obsidianizing it. So let's make a couple of little catches for the water and lava, like so. And then we can also block these off. And that is all that we really need as far as the basic setup goes. So the next part that we need to do is wire. We're going to place a redstone dust on top of this hopper and a repeater facing out this way on the other side of the hopper. This redstone dust will be powered while we're breaking blocks, and every time a block reappears, it will allow this power to pass through the block, through the repeater, and on into the system. Next up, on the side of the repeater here, facing this way, we've got a dropper, and then going back into the face of it like so, we have a hopper. This is going to be our counting mechanism for the cobblestone generator. This will count how many uses of the pickaxe we have actually, accomplished, how many blocks we've broken with it. Then we'll put a block here for a redstone comparator. A block on the side of the comparator like that, so the comparator is going into the block, and then we can put a torch. So now anytime anything is in this dropper, it will power the comparator, which will send power into the block and turn the torch off. And that's exactly what we want, because when this is empty, because we've had enough blocks reappear here to send blocks from the dropper into the hopper, we want to detect that by having this torch turn on. And next, we're going to run that torch into an RS NOR latch. And I'm just using a vertical design from the minecraftwiki.net site. So I'm just going to dig out a little spot here. 2 deep, 2 down, and 3 across. And we're going to put a block here, there, and there. And then down here like this, in this sort of weird T configuration, sorta. And this particular RS NOR latch design goes with a torch there and there, redstone dust here, and then across the top. And we actually want to place it into... No, this is fine. This is the set position, and then this is the reset block. Actually, this is where you send the reset signal in. So this redstone here is actually the important signal from the system. When this is off, we want to unlock this hopper and this hopper and leave this signal off, because this means that we've used up all of the items in the dropper, and we need to reset the system and continue on. Drop a pickaxe down and move on from there. So from here, we need to run a signal to a couple of different places. One is we need to run a signal into this hopper. So when this is off, we want this hopper to be on, or we want the power to this hopper to be off so that the hopper is on and feeding items back into the dropper. So we're going to, let's replace the clay color here just to color coordinate a little bit. Let's just use the uncolored version for this one. So we're going to run our signal down here like this in a stair-step pattern. Run wire all the way up. Oh, not there. Into that block. Torch is going to go there. And we're going to put a torch here to invert this signal. Actually, we don't even need that block. So let me go ahead and take that out of there, like that. So with this powered, this torch turns off, and the hopper can send items back into the dropper, like so. The other part of this that we need to do is we need to send a similar inverted signal over to power this dropper. And I've been doing that in my design, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do this, but the way I've been doing that is by placing a block underneath. Let's go with yet another color. This will be the lime segment. And when you're building this, it doesn't matter what you're actually using for these different parts. It can all be the same block colors. But for the purposes of the tutorial, I figured I would color code things a little bit. So let's run this signal down along here, like so. So that turns that off. And then, of course, you can cover any of this all back up as you desire, once you're all said and done. Alright, so those are the two signals that need to come out of this switch. So when this line is off, the hopper can move things, and this power is off. The reason this power is off is because you will occasionally get some blocks popping up in here and breaking and coming back while the system's resetting, and we don't want to end up counting those. We don't want to power the dropper off of these. So we essentially turn the system off and allow the hopper to reset everything. Now the way that we detect when the hopper is done, let's go with gray for this one. We'll put a block here. Another comparator, we'll send it out this direction. Then a block and redstone torch there. So this is the exact same setup that we have here to detect when the hopper is empty. So this torch is on only when the hopper is empty. Once the hopper's empty, we need to send a reset signal back over here. Let's do that in yet another color. How about orange for this one? So the signal has to come into this block here. So we'll just run this up like this. And put dust on here like that. And that turns this torch off, which will allow this torch to come back on. Now right now this torch is on because there's nothing in the dropper. There's almost always something in the dropper. Because as soon as this empties, this stuff turns off and the hopper starts refilling it. So if I take this away for a second, you'll see how this line turns off. Alright, very good. And then the other part of this that needs to happen is, let's use, how about this cyan color? We need to send a signal from here up to our dropper that has the pickaxes in. And I'm going to do it this way, just to place the dropper. You're going to be standing right here, right above the water source when you're mining. So we place the dropper right above our head there. And we'll run the signal in like so. Hear the click? That will drop a pickaxe on our head whenever it's activated. And the final piece of the puzzle now is simply to enable the system by putting in the proper number of blocks. So I'm going to use sandstone for this, and I'll put it right in the dropper. You need, for stone pickaxes, you need 133 blocks. The reason you need 133 is because a stone pickaxe drops, or can break 132 blocks of cobblestone or whatever, and when the first block appears when we enable the system, and after each reset, it will move one block from the dropper to the hopper. So we kind of need that extra one in there to properly count it. And that's all that is involved in setting this up. We just need to load up the dropper with some stone picks. And by the way, the reason I know that it is 132 uses on the stone pick, if I hit F3 and then H and hover over it, oh, I gotta use it first, hold on. Let me break something with it. There we go. Notice how it has durability 130 out of 131. Now, it will not break until you use it with its durability at 0. So that means it can break 132 blocks. Which is a little confusing, but That's the way that it's set up. So we need to count 132. If you were using a wooden pickaxe, it would be a different value. You know, same if you were using iron or gold or diamond for some reason, you would have to use different values there. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's load this up with tools, like so. And by the way, you can also extend the amount of tools that this system can hold very simply. Obviously, the dropper can only hold 9, but if you place a hopper on top and then chests, like so, you can drop stone picks in here all you want. They'll go into the hopper. Oh, this one isn't. Oh, it's receiving the redstone signal here, so the hopper's currently locked. But it will drop down into the hopper and then down into the dropper, so you can extend how many pickaxes you've loaded into the system via those means. Let's just fill it up here with, oops. We're going to place our water first, just so that the lava creates cobblestone right away. And then put the lava there. Now, as soon as that appeared, you notice now the repeater has power. We look at the dropper, it has sent 1 block into the hopper. So now the system is primed and ready to go. Now I'll demonstrate this very quickly by, let's see if I can do this real quick. Do I have the F3H on? I do still. So it's 274. So we need to give mat ak slash 274 1 and then with 131 durability on it. So it only has 1 hit left. So let me game mode 0. And we'll take all but 1 out of here and drop back into the hopper. So now if I stand right underneath the dropper here, mine this last one, pick breaks, cobblestone places, power is now off because this hopper, or this dropper had emptied, causing this torch to turn on, activating this line of redstone, which deactivated this line of redstone, depowering that torch, and that torch, allowing the cobblestone to flow through this hopper line into the chest, and allowing this hopper to empty its contents back into the dropper. And as soon as, and now the pick that we put up in the chest can make it into the hopper here because this line is off. Now as soon as this fills up with all of these blocks, this cobblestone that is here will receive power once again, tick the dropper back into there. There we go. There it was. And now we have all but 1 in the dropper, 1 in the hopper. New pickaxe drops, and we're ready to continue from there. And just because that happens fairly quickly, so in case you missed it, as soon as the hopper empties, this no longer sends power, causing this torch to turn on, which simultaneously drops a pickaxe on your head, and activates this line of redstone, which goes into the RS NOR latch, and turns this system back around, resets it, to enable this redstone, disabling these torches, and repowering the hoppers and the rest of the system. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful and informative. If you did, I would certainly appreciate clicking the like button. It gives me great feedback on how useful these sorts of videos are to viewers. And thank you very much for watching.